Hello, ladies and gentlemen. James here. I want to chime in on this town and the reason why I'm on this video. And I was wanting you to check out this little town called Bedford, Indiana. And it's like not too far from between Cincinnati. You're probably like about an hour or two from Cincinnati to about 1 hour to from Louisville, Kentucky, and probably a couple hours from Indianapolis. The reason why I'm making this video because General Motors have a plant down there in this part of Indiana, and I was looking at and I wonder what is this Bedford, Indiana is all about. So I'm pulling up these images of Bedford, Indiana, and I want to show you guys something. You know, it's like a nice little quite all American looking town. You know, it tells you from the ancient to the old, you know, from the town first founded. You can tell by these pictures over here. And this is the General Motors is in Indiana, the powertrain plant. And it shows you how small all the businesses here as I'm going through these pictures and showing you the parks, the homes, and a little bit of history. You know, probably there's churches there, hotels, courthouse, a lot of interesting different takes. You know, it's an interesting little town. General Motors here. And so what happens is the General Motors in Lordstown, which is up near the Youngstown, Warren, Ohio region, has laid off some workers. And so some of the workers are going to this town. But before it depends on the demographic of kind of as far as the ethnic background, you might want to consider something, and I'm going to show you. If you're non-white, you might not. I'm about to show you something that you're going to be shocked. But maybe your co-workers who are Caucasian or white, or you as you prefer to say, they may not have much of a problem. But I want to show you something that I saw on this page, and it really kind of stood out. This picture right here. This was taken back in 2006 in Bedford, Indiana. Someone wrote, you know, Lord, I'm a damn tired of being treated like a Nigger in this white community. So I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but clearly when you see the words, someone will put up a sign, something like that. That's kind of telling. That's a different code word that some people use. I'm treated like a Nigger. That's code word for black, and so, and which means that whoever put up this sign, they must encounter some stuff down there. They must be treated like outcasts or some reason. I don't know why would someone put something like that up in their yard. So if you're African American and you going and your family worked at General Motors and you just got laid off at Lordstown, you might want to consider not going to this town. You might want to pick one of the other plants. Because anybody that make a statement like this, it's obvious. It's obvious. It's telling you a whole lot about the area. But this is where Bedford, Indiana is at. It's off of 450. Here's the map of it, if you can see it. But I just thought that was really amusing. I wanted to make a video on this, and I was like, let me make a video on this one. But this is telling you a lot of the businesses and stuff. But yeah, a lot of the homes and it's a small town. You know, this is part of the General Motors plant. So yeah, it's okay if you an American that looks similar to the people in these pictures, but if you not, so someone to make the comment about an all white community, Jesus, that's pretty much straightforward. But this is the plant where some of the Lordstown workers gonna go when they're being transferred down there. So if you know anybody that works up in the Lordstown, Ohio area, you know, they might want to get a good idea what Bedford, Indiana is about. That's this is what they're coming to. But this shows you all the different areas and towns and things like that. But I thought that I wanted to make a video on this. I thought that was really interesting because right now all the car companies, as you know, are laying off. You know, you have Honda. You have Nissan. Honda here near Marysville, near Columbus, they laid off. It's not that many, but they're still hiring. But you have Nissan laying off 15,000. You have Ford that, you know, off and on, they'll lay off us. So I mean, and a lot of different things going on. So, but if you're working at a car plant and for General Motors and you're non-white, be aware. If you go to a town like Bedford, Indiana, you might see somebody with a sign like what I was showing you earlier. This is a cemetery. So this gives you the history of it, gives you some pictures of it. But yeah, you know, when they meant all American town, that's what you don't want to be greeted with something like this. So that tells you a whole lot. Someone must be really disgusted on where they live at. And so for someone to make a comment like this in Indiana, in Bedford, Indiana, wow. You know, it's not the type of place I don't think if I had a job, if I was working with General Motors, that's one place, plant, that's telling me right then and there, you better not transfer to this plant. Unless you're Caucasian or white. So yeah, and unfortunately this places in America is still like that. They, you know, in them little small towns, you have to be very careful. It may not be treated to everybody, but you know, some people still got that. You know, you move into the town, you might get a bonfire at your door. Well, we just want to invite you to a picnic. What you mean? Okay, what's with the burning of the cross? You know, you know, and so it's just, yeah. So somebody. Now this same, I don't know what this was about. They said that this sign said about the removal of married girls, Christian married girls, city government, God's mercies. So yeah, somebody was really expressing themselves in this little town. But I just thought that was really unusual. Oh, Jesus, here's another one. So it says, Sam Shaw declared a NIGGR by my fraternal brothers in Eagles. Wow. He said that whoever wrote this says that his fraternal brothers I don't know if it's a second class citizen he wrote up underneath here, but this man wrote, I'm Sam Shaw and declared a NIGGER by my fraternity brothers, Eagles, area 6054. Wow. Yeah. That's code word for black. bad black person. So when someone use when people use that type of terminology, that means that they don't take kindly the people too well. But if you non-Caucasian, you might not want to go to this town. Because if they deal a man who says something like that, who speaks like that, you can only imagine how some people are. So just be careful if you're going to a town like Bedford, Pennsylvania. All right then, ladies and gentlemen. But I just wanted to show you some images, and you have to watch in these little towns you go to in America, and you just never know. They may appear one way, but it might be a whole different story. And so, I just thought I'd come online and chime on in to see, just kind of stood out because you see a lot of people getting laid off, and some people don't know how places are until you have to really point things out and show it to them. Like, yeah, there's some bull stuff going on here. And so I just thought that was really, really, really interesting. Whoever it is, when people use code words like that, that's pretty much kind of telling you so many words what the town is. Some people in the town is. They're using code words and describe racial epithets of being part of a racial epithet, even though they, it's just some things make you wonder. But this is Bedford, Indiana. It's probably about, you take 70, but yeah, it's probably about, you have Columbus, Indiana, Greenwood. So you look like you're about a couple hours from, by the judging this map, a couple hours away from the next major city. Look like you're about 30, 40 minutes away from the, Bloomington is like a college town. So you're next to Bloomington. So if you ever go to this town, if you're a non-white person, you be careful. Jesus. All right, then for now, this is James. And just be careful if you have relatives going from a plant, factory plant like General Motors. If they have color, or someone that they married to someone color, you might want to reconsider this town. Till next time, take care.